What's up guys, Bones88 here, and today we got a little surprise update in Dragon Champions. It's definitely a very interesting update, to say the very least. It's strange. I don't know what to think about it. Look, after we go over it, you guys let me know down below what you guys thought. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it worth staying around? Of course, I'm going to give you my thoughts. It's kind of a small one, so we're going to read it real quick. And then I think we have a couple T7s I'll show you, and then we're going to end the video. Because I'm going to get this out quick. I got to do a stream today, so that's going to be a busy day. But with that being said, let's go over it, and I'll tell you what I think. Greetings, champions. The anniversary celebrations finished last week, and this week we are already bringing you a new update. It has two important new features for legendary heroes, both based on the feedback and suggestions we have received from you. Thank you so much for your input. The first change is about summoning crystals. We are happy to announce that legendary crystals now have a 100% chance to drop legendary heroes. Epic crystals now have a 95% chance to drop epic heroes and a 5% chance to drop legendary heroes. All non-event legendary heroes can now be summoned from 2 stars, so the drop number of the hero stones was changed from 50 to 25. But what about the hero stones of legendary heroes that we already have at 7 stars? We have news about that too. Starting with this update, if you receive duplicate hero stones for heroes you have at 7 stars, these hero stones will be converted to a new type of currency, Star Topaz. With this currency, you'll be able to purchase legendary hero stones, legendary gear items, and legendary ability scrolls from the Star Shop. Now I'm going to go my thoughts here soon. We're going to read this all first. We'll jump over to Dragon Champions and we'll check out all this stuff, so you'll know what it's about and all that. But I just want to get the notes out of the way. With this update, we are also bringing a quality of life feature for new players and those who want to be more confident in their battle system skills. Now the AI will provide smart hints in manual mode about what abilities to use or not to use in a specific situation in the battle. For example, it will now warn you that it is not the best idea to use an attacking skill while the hero is blinded. This will help to understand how to act under certain debuffs to make the most of the battle and not to waste your skills in vain. This could also come in handy for more skilled players. It will be more convenient to check rather than search for a blind icon in a long debuff bar. Give it a try or recommend this to your newcomer guildmates and let us know if you found it useful. So I'm not going to show that off, it's simple. They added a little X here and there for certain situations when you're playing in battles. It'll just have an X above that ability. It's telling you not to press that. You know, I tested it a little bit. I don't know. I mean, it's just a little quality of life. I wish they were worrying about other things, because no one asked for that. No one at all asked for this. No one cares. But it's to help people, I guess, who don't understand the game. Which I'm guessing after you played it for about a week, you understand the game. But whatever. So besides the update, brings new 7 and 8 abilities for a couple of heroes and some other fixes and improvements. Here's the full list. So we went over the increased summoning crystal drop rates. So we have the new currency, Star Topaz, which you spend in the new store that they created for duplicate legendary hero shards. They did put global and local arena shops. They merged them into one for your comfort and optimize the shop tabs. You now can find all lots in one location. I'll go over that here in a minute. Battle AI now provides smart recommendations. Battle AI will now try not to waste attacks if the hero is blinded. So they have made a tweak to the AI. Just understand that it's now smarter. They buffed the AI, the already hard AI. They've buffed it so that they don't do certain moves when blinded. I don't know. That might make a huge difference. It may not at all. 7 and 8 ability levels for Snorri and Titania. We'll go over that. And they removed the anniversary decorations. They're getting ready for the next festival. Stay tuned. So they fixed the issue with join an active guild quest. Now the quest will not be generated if you're already in the active guild. Also lowered the requirement. You now need to join the guild with at least 70% activity. People freaked out about it. I didn't care. But yeah, there was a quest that popped up for new players that would give them incentive to go join an active guild. And they fixed that. TNT can now crit on her Big Bang practice abilities, AoE damage. Other small fixes, balances, and changes improvements. So now that we've read all this, let's go check out all the new stuff they've added. Alright, so first off, they increased the drop rates of legendary crystals to 100%. Every time you pick a legendary crystal here, you're getting a legendary character 100%. And then you have 5% on an epic crystal. Okay, first I want to say that's good. That's amazing. That's great. That's a huge change. That makes this system better. They somewhat, let me emphasize somewhat, listen to us in the test chat. That makes me feel better that they're trying, you guys. I'm not telling you guys stop thinking it's better, because I'll get to that here in a second. They're listening to us. They're doing all they can and listening to our feedback now to try and get this crystal system to work. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. This crystal system does not work. Before they had the crystal system, they had the chests. The chests were a good way to get some shards on the side. If you wanted to spend some Dre coins or spend some money and get some extra shards, you went and opened up chests, right? Well, they took away chests and they brought in crystals. So pretty much, crystals are just a glorified, shiny chest, correct? There's nothing really different about it. Drop rates and other things like that, and the look of it's different, but it's the same system. You're opening up a crystal, you're opening up a chest, and you're getting shards in return. So it's just a shiny chest system, which is fine. Chests work, and this can work. The reason these crystal things aren't working is because they're funneling progress through these crystals. If they were just shoved to the side, and it was a way for you to spend extra money and try to get shards here and there, that's okay. But they're trying to funnel progress, all progress, at a certain point, to where you can't get anywhere unless you're pulling these shards. That's the problem with this. They can't do this. They can say, oh, here's 14 shops and a bunch of currency, but it doesn't matter, because I'm going to tell you why right now. A friend, Warghoul, he's pretty prominent around here in the community. He broke it down, and I'm going to show you here on Discord of what your likeliness of getting anything you want and how long it's going to take. Okay, so we're over here on Discord. If you guys aren't joined here, I recommend coming in, hanging out with us. We're always talking about whatever. I have tabs for everything. Marvel, Star Wars, movies, games, books, whatever. Music, whatever you want to talk about. Come in and hang out with us. We've got a lot of good people that are in here. We talk about everything. If you ever need help, very friendly bunch. Always a lot of people to jump in and help. So if you're not part of it, come in Discord. It's a good time. But we're over here, and this is our conversation we had this morning. I said, hey, do you guys think this is enough to stay around? What do you guys think? And I got a lot of feedback. And a couple of things is Coromio, our good friend Coromio, he's also a content creator. Check his stuff out. You see him up there, Coromio DC. I think that's his name on Twitch and YouTube. But this is what he said. So you need to open 2 legendary crystals, to get 5 shards of a character out of that shop. Well, that's not bad, but how many crystals are you getting over a year? That's the question. And another thing I want to say is you can use your battleground currency to farm Zera and Garrett and whatever legendaries are in battlegrounds. Those will go towards your currency. So if you guys don't know that now and start doing that. Start farming Zera and Garrett. I don't know who else is legendary in that, but start farming those legendary, because that converts over to these legendary store. I just wanted to put that out there before I forget. And so it says you need 30,000 battleground currency to get 5 shards of the legendary you want. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I don't know the conversion rate yet, but if that's the case, that's crazy. So every 5 shards from elsewhere exchanged gives you 5. This is Warghoul. He did the math. And if you run a perfect 10-0 battleground record, this is how many months it will take using battleground currency, exchanging Zera or Garrett shards, and to go from 0 to 330 shards, so a 7-star per character. 27.5 months. That's over 2 years for you to get someone 7-star through this system that they just introduced. That sounds awesome. But this is how long it'll take with you getting legendary characters 100% of the time. Because the availability of legendary crystals is nil almost. You get one once a month, and sometimes during events. Still, it's not enough. Even getting legendary characters 100% of the time. It's still not... The conversion rate isn't right, and this system is flawed. It doesn't work for games like this. It works for games like Awakened Chaos Era, for Raid, but their system for leveling up characters is completely different. It's a similar game, but it's completely different, and it just doesn't work. So approximately, and that's with you guys going 10-0 with a Battleground record. He's going to the extreme. You know what I'm saying? If you're perfect and you're one of the top players, that's how long it's going to take. It's going to take you even longer than 27 months. So with that being said, this is a step in the right direction. This was a positive change, but in the end, you got to look at the bigger picture and see, okay, well, it doesn't really matter. As long as you're gung-ho on forcing people to go through this crystal system, it's never going to work. No much how much dupe systems you have and stores you come out with, it doesn't matter. When you're funneling it through this, it's not going to work. It doesn't work. But I can't keep being negative because they listen to us. For the most part. I mean, I guess you could say they're not listening to us because they're not changing the way they farm people. So I understand it. But they did do something where I don't think they would have done this before. But that's the smallest positive I can get out of it. Everything else, it's just, it doesn't make a difference, guys. It makes a very small difference. But you just saw 27 months to get one character to 7-star. That is not good. And I'm thinking like in the future, okay, what if they keep doing this and this and this to make it better? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're going through an RNG fest of shard or crystals. It doesn't matter. It's RNG. You can sit there and spend $10,000 on these legendary crystals, and there's a chance that you won't get anything that you want. Ever. You could get the same 2 or 3 over and over and over again. You never know. It's a horrible system. Horrible. And this comes into another problem I have. I'm trying to gear 12 all my dwarves for the Wiz and Art event. I can't do that. Stim is stuck behind, is it Kulai or Tellius? I think it's Tellius. I need Tellius to 7-star to be able to get Stim to gear 12. I shouldn't have to wait to farm Tellius now. He's been out, what, 4 or 5 months? Forever. I shouldn't have to try to get him to these shards. You know how hard it's going to be to do that? So not only can I not farm characters, I can't gear them up now because you're putting everything in progress to this crystal store. Now let's look at the shop. So that they put a couple shops together. I don't remember which one it was. Okay, so they put the arena store together here. I don't think I care. I think after a while I'll get used to it. It's just kind of weird because they have similar icons and I wasn't paying attention. I started buying stuff and I didn't realize that, oh, this is 2 different stores. I mean, fine, whatever. I didn't really care. I don't know why they're thinking about stuff like this. No one gives a crap. I don't know. So here's the Star Store. So once again, you have 2 different currencies. So be careful what you're spending. You got to make sure you're paying attention. The last 2 columns are the regular Star Store, and then they added this to the top of it. This is the new legendary stuff. Here's another thing I don't like. You can only... It's just like this Star Store where you have to wait for one character. You may not ever see the character you need to see for a month. I've had that happen. I'm still having it happen. I hardly see Stim. Speaking of it, there he is down there. I hardly see a hard orc in my alt account. So you couldn't give us like 2 or 3 to work on. As far as stuff in the store, yeah, this is nice. But once again, if you do anything else but farm these characters, you're screwed. So I'm not a fan of this. Give us at least 3 characters we can farm at a time. You're holding us back so much as it is. And this is what irritated me. It's like they're seeping out the very minimum they're trying to do. You can tell they're trying to do the very minimum to make us happy. Well, I'm not too happy about this. It's a positive that they're listening to us and moving in the right direction, but this isn't enough. I told them I'd give them 3 months. Well, they have about another month to see what happens in this next update. And they're going to have to make someone farmable. I mean, that's just what's going to happen. You're going to have to make another character farmable for me, being Tellius. Because I want to take Stim up to gear 12, and I can't do that. But here's something else I think they can do. I think they could leave the seasonal event store that they had in this last anniversary in every event. And also, when you have new characters, you gotta rotate them. Rotate one of those old characters out, or add or something the new characters. You can't just leave it the same people for 7 months. After I say this, like, leave that seasonal store where the newest characters are always there. Always. You have them 2 times a month. That's a great way to farm. That I'm okay with. That I'm alright with. But if we go to this next seasonal event and it's back to the old crap, I don't even want to do it. It has to be exactly like it was this last event and keep that going forward. Then I might be okay with it. That gives you twice a month to farm these premium characters. I can do that. But then I'm thinking, like, ahead of this. I'm trying to think, okay, so beyond this stupid crystal crap and farming crap, then what? What are you guys working on for content? They won't even tell us anything. They're just like, yeah, we're working on this, we're working on that, we got a few things thought up. But I don't think they plan on doing anything big right now, guys. I think they've scrapped Guild Wars. I think they've scrapped the raid. They've scrapped everything they've talked about doing, and they're just not doing anything. What are you guys doing? Like, content, I don't know if they think, oh, well, once we get this farming situation done, we're in the clear. No. Devs, play Quantum, you're not in the clear after you even figure this farming stuff out, which you're not even close to doing yet. As soon as this is figured out, we're going to say, okay, now we want content. Like, you've messed around for so long doing God knows what, because you have nothing to show for it. Nothing. Just some stupid quality of life stuff that no one's asked about or asked for. And you've changed some things and made it worse, and no one asked for that. So if you think you're in the clear after you figure out whenever that is, this farming issue, we still need content. There's nothing to do with these new characters. There's nothing to do for the whales to do except spend stuff on gear. That's not a game. That's not a game. And I hate to be negative, but you guys are going to have to step it up, and step it up quick. I don't know what this update was. It wasn't horrible. It did make your game better than what it was before. But that was like a tiptoe. And you got a long ways to go. So I'm going to shut up about this. I think I've covered about most everything I want to say about it. But let me know what you guys think. I mean, am I wrong? Am I being too harsh on them? Am I being too easy on them? Let me know what you guys think. But we got a lot more stuff to go. I promise for this to be quick, and it's not quick at all. So let's go over the last few things, and let's get this over with. I'm actually interested in this because I like to use him for my bleed team. So at level 7, he gets negative 5% health loss threshold. That's not too bad. That just makes him get more turn meter easier. It's not too bad. I think there's other better ones, but that's not bad at all. Level 7 on his A3, on his Berserk stance, all debuffs removed. Plus 5% crit chance and plus 10 speed. I think that's bigger than what you'd think. I mean, he's taking he's cleansing all the debuffs. He's getting a better crit chance, which he has a great AoE if you got him modded up right, which I don't. That's probably why my bleed team's been sucking. I noticed that I don't have a rune back here. And he gets plus 10 speed. That's pretty huge. That plus 10 speed makes it all worth it. Plus the all debuffs removed. That's pretty huge. His A2, the AoE, at level 7, you get 40% more physical damage, and bleeding lasts for 1 turn. Huge. If you take him to gear 11, give him a couple of these T7s, you won't need a crazy character like Bar and Rail, or maybe even Garn. He might be able to hold his own just by himself with Snorri. I don't know. And at level 8, he gets more physical damage, and he gets a tenacity decrease for 2 turns. Huh, that's interesting. I like that 7 a lot. So on his basic, he gets a 50% physical damage, and plus crit damage increase lasts one more turn. So, I mean, these are pretty good for him. I like a B plus probably. These two I really liked. This one, his A3 and his A2. So that's very interesting. I might give him some 7s sooner than later because I love using my bleed team. So that's pretty cool. Alright, Titania. I'm kind of excited to see these. If you don't know where I ranked her, go watch my last video from yesterday. I did my top 10 tanks, and you'll see that I like her a lot. Okay, so they're adding plus 5% turn meter, So when there is no taunt on Titania, she recovers 10% instead of 5% of the turn meter when an allied healer or mage takes damage. So, I wish that she could take more turns quicker. So this might be a little bit bigger than what you think. So after the match overall, she might be taking a couple more turns just because of that 5% turn meter. Okay, so her A3 ability where she taunts, she gets +1 more debuff removed. So before she was only removing 1, now she takes 2 off. I think that's kind of lame. I mean, if you're just wanting to spend luxury T7s, then that's fine. And by the time you get to level 8 though, removing 4 debuffs from herself, that's pretty awesome. But I still think that's a lot to get to level 8. If there was 3 at T7 she was removing, and then maybe like 5 at T8, that'd be huge. Alright, her A2 at level 7, it's just adding 70% physical damage. That doesn't even hit hard anyways, so that's trash. Okay, her basic move, it's adding 50% physical damage. That's trash. Overall, I would give this a C-, maybe even a D. I would stick with the D. Those are pretty bad. I would maybe put the 5% turn meter one, and that's about it. Alright guys, that's the patch notes. I tried to do this as quickly as I can, but of course I go on rants, and they always go on for too long, so I apologize for that. But let me know what you guys think. Is this enough to stay around? Is it just a bunch of more smoke being blown up our you-know-whats? What do you guys think? Let me know below. And that's it. I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.